Welcome back. Welcome back. It is me, BrittReacts, and today we're going to react to Josh Johnson. Let's talk about black jobs. Why not?
You ready for your headliner? Yeah. I want y'all to put your hands together for Josh Johnson.
Atlanta!
A while back, I got invited to a friend's house, and he had cooked for me and some of his other friends. And when I say cooked, I mean like he went all out. You know, it was about 6 of us all together, right? But this is like multi-course, 5 hours of preparation, been cooking all day type thing. So by the time we get there, there's a whole spread across the table. There's stuff that he's pulling out of the oven. And we were touched that our friend wanted to do this for us, right? Took his own money, used the skills that he had to make good food, to have a good experience, have a good meal with us, right? And so, you know, we sit down, and we sort of like half plated already, you know, when we sit down. And as soon as we get ready to eat, I guess he didn't pay his light bill, because as soon as we get ready to leave, the lights go out, right? And we
No.
were, when I say we were ready to eat, I'm talking about napkin in and everything, chair all brought up and stuff, and then the lights pop off, right? And then he doesn't mention it at all, right?
What?
I'm scooting my chair up and the lights go out, and he doesn't even go, ooh, like nothing. He just, y'all, let's eat. And
No,
it
sir.
is pitch black.
Black.
Okay. And in my head, I'm like, why? How often does this happen that you're not gonna say anything at all? Not acknowledge it one bit. And so then, like, I'm sitting in the dark and I'm looking around. I can't see anybody, but I'm looking around. You know the way you try to meet
I can't
eyes when
see
somebody,
anybody.
when something wild happens and everything. And then after like a couple seconds, he was like, wait. I'm waiting to hear why. Maybe it's a breaker issue. Maybe it's just, you know, the block or something like that. And he's like, wait. Let's say grace. To be fair, when I say grace, I bow my head and close my eyes anyway, but it's different when the darkness is not your choice, right? There's something about saying grace in the dark that's genuinely menacing, okay? Because it's a prayer over your meal, but if it's pitch black and you hear somebody else go, Lord, please bless this food for the nourishment of our bodies, you're like, this one doesn't sound right. I don't like that. And it must happen a lot, because not only does he not address it, but he is going with his fork and knife, and he's the only one out of us that's got any rhythm going with the plate, okay? Because he chose the right friends to do this in front of, because he doesn't mention it, so we don't want to mention it because we don't want to feel rude, you know? We out here treating broke like a country, like I wouldn't want to offend his culture, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, we're going to talk about
eating
it.
in the darkest part of his customs, let's go ahead and acquiesce.
We're not acquiescing nothing. What is this, sir? I cannot see my plate and I can smell the food. This is a problem. This is so bizarre. I don't know how true it is, but it's stupid. It's stupid. Not only am I upset, I'm leaving. I'm going to take my plate to go, and I'm going to go eat in my car where there's a light. Because what? How rude.
Part of his customs, let's go ahead and acquiesce. And so we're all in the dark, and I could have sworn I knew how to use a fork and knife. I was positive, because I've been doing it my entire life. But it's not until you're in the dark that you realize, at least me, I have no idea where my mouth is, because we already had some peas and carrots and some mashed potatoes on the plate, right? But like I said, this is all like Thanksgiving style and everything, all family style, so a lot of the dishes are in other containers on the table. So I'm just trying to start with what I have. So then I go to scoop up some mashed potatoes, and then I stab myself in the cheek, right? So And he had done a good job with the mashed potatoes because they were nice and buttery, which meant I couldn't tell if I was bleeding or not because it was just, because I had hit it hard. I got two prongs in the mouth and 2 prongs on the cheek. But I'm like, that got me good. I need to slow down, right? Because you're not really thinking about how fast your hand is moving when you try to eat. So then I'm like, let me go ahead and attack the peas. But the peas, I can't find my spoon, right? So the peas are gonna have to go with this fork, and they are slipping. I'm imagining they're going right off the plate.
Was he trying
so
to stab
I'm
him?
trying to stab for some peas, but everybody can hear me just clinking, just hitting plate, right? And finally, I feel a little thunk. That's a carrot. So then I lift up slowly. I bite a carrot. It's hard because he didn't actually cook everything well, just the mashed potatoes. So now I'm eating bad food in the dark, right? Because every time I do get a bite of something, the food is still hot because he did a good job of plating, right? So there was a little bit of chicken, little chicken thigh that was already on the plate and stuff. So I cut that up a little bit, put the chicken in my mouth. But now I didn't realize how hot it would be because I couldn't see steam, right? So now I have burned my tongue in the moment, and I'm doing that. And I'm not the only one, because he is the only one hitting any of this with rhythm. Yeah, I mean, like his fork, you can tell his fork slicing where it's supposed to slice, that he's scooping where he's supposed to scoop and everything. And everybody else, I'm assuming, is just making noise, because there are some, I don't hear any chewing. So I feel like the person next to me was just like, because the meat was tough, right? And so, so then, like I said, it was like
I'm not
Thanksgiving
eating bad
family style
food in
stuff.
the
So
dark.
then our host
I'm not
pops up,
eating
is like,
good food
I
in the
forgot
dark.
some of the cranberry sauce. Let me go up and get it. And for as adept, okay,
Is it
he
Friendsgiving?
gets up and all we hear is, ow. I'm back. And so I know that I'm making an attempt to eat. I'm doing my best, right? But then apparently someone else is, because from the other side of the table, I can hear someone, because once again, it's family style. I hear somebody, hey, sheepishly, hey, you don't need to whisper, it's just dark.
No, but what is it about the dark that makes you feel like you have to whisper? It's true. What is it about the dark that makes you feel like you have to? Like, he's like, no secrets. We're all here. We can hear you. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Real quick, okay. Sorry. Can somebody pass the green beans? And so then the person who thought they had the green beans starts feeling for the container, right? So now we hear them plopping along the table and everything. And then they finally grab it, and then they from over here, who wanted it again? And instead just saying their name, they're like, over here. So then we had to get the green beans across the table, Marco Polo style.
How did he know he had the green beans? The only way he could have known is if he put his hand in the green beans. Does anyone hear the problem with that? Just checking. Gross.
So then we had to get the green beans across the table, Marco Polo style.
Unacceptable.
And I could feel people passing it past me, but I didn't want to be involved, right? I didn't want to have anything to do with this whatsoever. And so then I can see, nah, I can't see anything, but like, I can tell that the person to my left is trying to reach for it from the person from my right. And so I'm like, I don't need to help, I just need to lean back. But because they can't see,
green
they
beans in
lean
your lap
forward and just grab my face. And then they're like, is this it? I'm like, no, it's not. And so I pushed their hand forward. They actually grab, I'm assuming, the casserole platter. And then I think they dropped it a little bit because then I feel a hot splash, right? Mm-hmm. So I get a hot splash, boom, right on the face. And I'm just like, oh. They get the green beans over to that side of the table. Turns out it was yams, okay? So, and when you go to take what you think is gonna be green beans and it's yams, it's a texture you'll never forget, right? No one was ready. And so,
all right, let's survey in the comments. Let's survey. I like a sweet potato. I will eat a sweet potato like a baked potato. I actually like it with just a little salt, some butter, and I do like it with some sour cream. It's quite delicious. I will tolerate a sweet potato french fry. I draw the line at soft, sugary, cinnamony sweet potato chunks. I will even eat a sweet potato pie. But there is something about like the syrup, and then when it's on my plate and it's mixed with my mac and cheese, listen, please don't piss me off. So I would like to know how many people actually enjoy yams. I'm not talking about sweet potatoes. I'm talking about yams, the dish that is sliced up or diced up or cubed up, baked with butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon, and whatever else people might put on it, and turns into a like chunky, but soft, chunky, syrupy kind of thing. How many of us enjoy it? How many of us don't? Pick the right side, folks. Pick the right culinary
never forget,
side.
right? No one was ready. And so once I get like hot splash, because it was whatever it was, it burned a little. I was ready to go. And it
you were just ready to go, Josh?
Most meals only take, 15, 20 minutes to really eat until you get full anyway. And it had been however long it had been, I don't know. And so I'm ready to go, but I don't want to be the first one. So then I'm not good at it, but I try to throw my voice. A little bit like, well, this has been so great. And obviously everybody felt the same way, because then as soon as I scoop my chair to get back, everybody else get ready to get up, right? And so we all start getting up and we thank him for cooking and everything.
How?
And then we feel our way.
In the dark?
For the door. And as soon as we open the door, a bunch of hallway light spills in. I'm like, why didn't we just... This was wholly unnecessary. And so I go to leave, and as I'm leaving, I pass a mirror in his lobby, which is the first look I get of my face. I haven't looked like this after I've eaten since I was a baby, all right? Because I got mashed potatoes here. I knew about those, right? But then I got a little bit of like chicken right here, just a couple of strands of chicken. And then this was gravy. So I got splashed with hot gravy coming down my face. That's why I vet people now. Like now when people offer to have me over and cook, I ask some of their friends, I'm like, hey, have you been over there before? Are they a good cook? Do the lights stay on? Things that you just need to know before you go.
Unbelievable.
You know it's a really, really beautiful thing. Black women are having an incredible summer. This is phenomenal, right? Like just in the Olympics, Lauren Scruggs is the first black woman to win an individual medal in fencing.
Had no idea. That's amazing.
And not only do I just love seeing black people succeed, I love seeing black people succeed at stuff I didn't know we did.
Right. We play that.
So if you don't know what fencing is, because I didn't know. It's basically when people cosplay Bridgerton, all right?
Josh. This is such a true thing. My mother-in-law is quite literally a Jill of all trades when it comes to sports. She is most known as a women's basketball coach. She's well decorated as a women's basketball coach, but she has also taught herself certain sports to coach them, i.e. cricket, lacrosse, and there's another one that I had never even heard of, and I'm just like, what? We do that? As in we, the black people, do that? This is such a true thing. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's just because like where we grew up, the people, we've never known anybody to play that sport. So we're just like, oh, okay. That must not be a sport that black people are well versed in. It just is what it is. I'm glad to hear somebody else say it online.
It's
the
basically
truth.
when people cosplay Bridgerton, all right?
That's too much. That's too much. That's too much. Josh, that's too much.
Okay, so it's a mix of stuff. So like, you know when people go on a padded cell, right? They do that, but they wear the cell, okay? So they go ahead and wrap themselves in like a padded cell and stuff, and then they get that stance, right? They get that long stance, and then they got their little sword is thin, and then they sort of try to musketeers each other.
The references.
One of them get the most points, right?
The references.
I still haven't figured out why they always do it. To me, it would just make more sense to have it and be like, ah! Like that seems like you really get some points just really coming at somebody, right? And I thought, you know, as I thought about it more and as I learned more about the sport, which I still don't know very much, I thought to myself, man, I probably could have been pretty good at fencing if I had applied myself, because I grew up in the South with
Watch it.
black grandma.
Watch it.
So I'm used to the sound of
That switch from the tree, baby. Go get that switch from the tree, baby.
because my grandma and I had this thing, right? Like if I was really acting up, if I was bad enough, right? She would tell me, go outside. There's a dead bush. And go ahead and pick your switch. And
what did I just say?
If you don't know what picking a switch is, if you were born
Lucky
after
you.
Child Protective Services.
Ooh, when did Child Protective Services become a thing? I am not a child of the switch, but I grew up in the South for a big chunk of my life, and I know a lot of Southern people, and I know what it means to be told to go outside and get a switch. I don't think that's necessarily a black thing as much as I think it's a Southern thing. Go get the switch. Is it abuse? Absolutely. Like, without a doubt. It's just unnecessary abuse. A belt is unnecessary abuse. But baby, just hearing that scares me. Shivers me timbers.
If you were born after Child Protective Services.
You can't relate. Can't relate.
Picking your switch was a form, after you've been acting up and go out there and pick your switch, it was a form of psychological torture because
you're picking
you
your
would
punishment
get out there and then you trying to pick the switch most likely to break. Because you're like, all right, let me see. I'll let her get 3 good licks in, but then it'll snap and, you know, she'll be like, let bygones be bygones, right?
3 is enough.
And so you go out there and I would go out there, I'd be testing them. I'd be like, that one got too much bend to it. Let me guess. You know, and so then you bring your switch back to your grandma, and then she go to pop you a couple times, and just out of reflex, you start, whew, whew. It's hot, right?
It's hot.
I think if my grandma had whooped me just a few more times, I really could have been a medalist in fencing. Like, I could have been like... And then, Lauren is amazing, but you also have Simone Biles. The most decorated gymnast of all time. She won again today. I thought they were done. She won with the vault. A lot of people are amazed at how how high, how elegantly, just the way that she moves through the air, the strength that she has, the grace in her movements and stuff like that. And some people are surprised at how high she can go and all that stuff. I'm not at all. I'm surprised that she comes back down to earth. Because when I saw just a picture of her doing the vault, and when she flew, I was like, y'all, she gone. She going to...
I don't know a ton about like I don't know, just, I feel like I know the basics about gymnastics, but what I do know is that Simone Biles anatomically is built to be as successful as she is. Her height, her like muscle mass, like all of it, like with gravity and the way science works, she is literally the perfect body to be as explosive as she is. And her strength, she's like a baby Goliath. It's just wild. It's wild. Yeah, she's gone, y'all.
She going to space. Incredible. Like, Simone will get me so hyped up. I remember the first time I saw her. First time I ever saw her perform at all in one of her events. And I got so hyped, I tried to do a cartwheel. That's what I can't stand with people
Josh,
that
calm
do
down.
stuff. They make it look easy, and then you do it, and then you almost snap your whole spine. Because she did some routine where she was like, boom, 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 and she was just everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
And you thought you
She
could
was
do
flying,
that?
She was coming down, and then she got done, and I was like, ooh, that's so cool. And then my back hit the wall. I just started sliding down. Even outside of Olympics, you got Kamala Harris.
He named 2 people in the Olympics. There were like so many black women in the Olympics.
Joe Biden steps aside. Kamala takes up the mantle. She is a presidential candidate.
Okay, now we're
and
setting up
everything.
for the black
And,
jobs. We're setting up.
When she enters the race, she's actually polling slightly higher than Biden was, right? Really like giving Trump a run for his money to a certain degree. Like she's polling a little bit higher. And then in the time since, she's been polling, ticking up, and everything. And there's just been so many instances of like let's say she's on camera or something. This happened a few days ago. She was walking up the stairs already. An improvement, right?
Why did I not see that coming? I didn't understand that
She
one.
was walking up the stairs to the
Oh,
plane
Joe.
that was waiting for her, and a reporter yelled, right? A reporter was like, oh, my God, like trying to answer, get her to answer a question. And she turned, because she heard him, she turned.
She's incredible.
She turned because she heard him, right? And then he's like, have you picked a VP yet? And she went, no, not yet. And then she keeps walking up. Now, this
She
may
swiped
not
her
be
hair.
a big deal to some, but if you are a Democrat, it's a lot more multitasking than we've been used to in a long time.
In a long time.
She can walk, she can hear, and she can talk at the same time.
And move her hair out the way.
That's wild.
Crazy.
I'm not saying it's new, but it's been a minute. And just when it felt like her campaign couldn't get any more momentum, Trump went to the National Association of Black Journalists. And I want to say something real quick, and I really want you to hear me when I say this, all right? For real. Please, right? Please hear me when I say this. I think that it's important, no matter who you are, because other countries are better at doing this than we are sometimes. No matter who you are, I think it's important for someone to go where most people oppose them and express their ideas. I think it's important because it's important for us to have discussions that are real. A discussion
Absolutely
where
agree.
the person who believes the thing said the thing to you, and
Absolutely
you're not
agree.
hearing it secondhand from someone you already agree with. Part of
Imagine only ever being around people who agree with you. How do you grow? How do you evolve? How do you learn? But there are people who want that, who like don't want opposition, who don't want other ways of thinking, of living, of doing, respectfully, right? Like they're like it just, I could never imagine living in a world where everyone around me just says yes. That's dangerous.
the thing said the thing to you, and you're not hearing it secondhand from someone you already agree with. Part of why we are the way we are right now is that people don't really want to listen to someone that they are diametrically opposed to. They want to hear from someone they already like, but someone you already like tends to believe what you believe. So then we're playing telephone with each other's ideas sometimes, right? And so I do think that it was good what he did. He went to a place where he was not gonna be lauded over, was not gonna be like babied with what he's trying to say. He went to a place where he was opposed. I think it's good what he did. He just shouldn't have done this. Do you see what I mean?
Baby. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did definitely see some clips of that interview. And it was tense. I mean, it was tense. There was some hostility and it was tense. But I mean, listen, say what you want. Say what you want. I think Kamala is also another very good representation of like a black woman who don't play that. I said it's improper English, but it's the truth. There are just certain women let's just say women, because I don't think it is indicative to only black women. I think black women get painted as angry black women when they are assertive and don't allow you to interrupt them and be disrespectful. I think black women do get labeled differently than other women who are the same way as far as asserting themselves and not allowing people to disrespect them or talk over them. But let's just say women in general. To go into a room full of women who may or may not, let's just say probably overwhelmingly so, are not team you, and go in there and be anything but gracious is throwing yourselves in the lion's den. But then you went to a room full of women who are journalists and quite literally for a living clap back and write really educated things. And you act anything other than professionally gracious, you are serving yourself on a platter to be eaten alive. I don't care. And that's just a woman, a room full of strong women, strong, educated, thoughtful, opinionated women. You are for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert.
Do you see what I mean? You know what I mean? Because he went to the National Association of Black Journalists, and this is my thing. A lot of people didn't really talk about this, but they were opposed within the group if he should come or not. There were some people like, we shouldn't platform him. I can't believe y'all are even inviting him. And there were other people that said, hey, look, this is a presidential candidate. We need to hear out whatever it is he has to say because he could potentially become the president. So you had both those ideas bouncing back off of each other, bumping heads. And then you had me. I was in a very particular camp, which was let him cook.
Let him cook. Not the pistachio on my lip. Let him cook.
because, you know, this dude rolls up and pretty early on, I say first 3 minutes, this dude said she was Indian and then one day she just turned black.
No, he didn't.
He said turned black. And I was like,
I get what he's saying. I get it. I get that he meant like one day she identified as Indian and then one day she just turned up and identified as black. But in a room full of journalists, a room full of women who literally went to college to learn the English language, you cannot misstep like that. You have to be quite literal.
I was like,
Look at the fencing stance. Look at the fencing stance.
Donnie, what else you got?
Donnie. We love calling him Donnie, don't we?
A little while later, he hit it. He hit it. I didn't know if it would come up again. I've been waiting. He hit it. He was like, the immigrants are coming, and they are taking the black jobs. I've been wondering what a black job was since the debate.
We've all been wondering.
He said it at the debate, and nobody
Yeah,
called
he
him on it.
said it, and he's standing 10 toes down on it. And honestly, I help me. If you were in agreement with him on that, that's your business, not mine. But what is a black job? Is this a black job? I get paid to do what you're watching right now. Is this a black job? My husband's a college D1 college basketball coach. Is that a black job? Most of you will probably say yes on that one. It's like basketball, black man job. But in all seriousness, like, what does that mean? I'm asking genuinely, not in a facetious kind of way. What does he mean by black job? And that the immigrants are taking all the black jobs. What does that mean? I'm just thinking, like, what could it mean? What could it mean without it being something condescending or rude? And I'm asking you if there is a way for that to be taken in a different kind of way. Please kindly write it in the comments. Kindly. Thank you so much.
Black job was since the debate, because he said at the debate, and nobody called him on it. Nobody caught it or anything. Black jobs, and then
Everyone called him on it, Josh.
You know, one of the women up there, because it was 3 women interviewing him. 3 black journalists were interviewing him, and one was like, "Sir, what is a black job?" And then he was like,
He wasn't expecting that question?
"A job anybody could have." You know, and look, I
So
don't
it's a
know
rainbow
Kamala.
job?
I don't know anybody on her campaign or anything, but I know that they had to be watching. They had to be watching that the way that we watch Powerball. Just sitting there like, say turn black again. Say turn black, say turn black. One more time, please, please, please. Turn black, turn black. I'll be happy with a Negro. Can we get a Negro? Turn black or Negro, please.
Oh, he is funny. Informative and funny, which I think is, it's like a new age take, I think, on like George Carlin. He talks about politics, he talks about religion, he talks about gender, like he talks about everything. And then somehow it's funny, but there's so much truth in it. It's crazy. Josh, I think you're great. I think you're great. And I think all the success you are finding is deserved. All right, let me know about the black jobs in the comments, and go and have the day you deserve, friends. Love you, mean it. Bye.